shots in my Marys. Me and Drizzy back to back, it's getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't come near me. Put some bins all on your head like Justin Terry. Whoa.
Get it! You already know the Faison View Podcast. Faison View Podcast. My brother Hugh, man, co-host as always. You already know how we coming, man. How we coming. We got some good content as always. Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you guys are tuning in. Like, subscribe. These likes and the subscribers are going up, so thank you for all the support. Man, let's continue to go up, man. Let's continue to go up, man. So as you see already, Game Shift. We are Game Shift. Make sure you guys are following. Make sure you guys are tuning in to get the merch, man.
Please show merch.
Absolutely. Color Power. As you already know, I got some new merch coming from Color Power. I got things about to be posted on that website. All right. So we going up. We going up at the Faison View Podcast. Like I said, all the new merch is coming out. I'm getting everything in order. I want to make sure that everything is perfectly fine before I get into anything. All right. So, man, today, man. Let's get into it, brethren. Let's get into it. We got a good one. We got a good one. So on our agenda today, man, Shonda Rhimes inks a $300 million deal with Netflix, man. Amazing, captivating deal, man. Amazing. Space Jam, the new legacy. Hey, it came out, man. We gonna see, man. We gonna see new school, old school. We gonna see about that. What is one subject you were forced to pass in school and never had to use an adult? I got multiple.
There's a couple.
It's a couple for me. And this is the Battle of New York, man. This is the Battle of New York. I want to see who you got. The Locks versus Dipset. Battle of New York, man. The Battle of New York, man. This is really hip-hop legacies on the line right here, man. This is one. The groups are all groups right here. And lastly, man, as you already know, would you rather know all the mysteries of the universe or know every outcome of every choice you make? All right, so very compact. Would you rather, but that's a good one. All right, so, man, let's get into it, brethren. Shonda Rhimes, man, inks a $300 million deal with Netflix. What people don't know is that she is the creator and the writer and the executive producer of both Grey's Anatomy and Scandal. And you can go along the list with all the amazing other things that she did, but those two are the most notable ones. What Grey's Anatomy on? Season 19, 20?
Something like that.
You know, Scandal not too far behind.
Yeah, like, I think Scandal's over, but Grey's Anatomy went on forever.
And it's
I don't think I'll ever watch it.
It's beautiful, bro, because just like what you said, for a long time I didn't know the creator was black.
Yeah, I didn't know she was black.
That threw me totally off. So to hear about this deal, it just shows you that she knows her worth.
Yeah, I did not know she was black.
Because honestly, I don't really know the statistics or the ins and outs of her dealings with Grey's Anatomy and Scandal, but I know she was, I wouldn't say wrongfully done with the network. I would just say she wasn't paid like correctly for what she's done, honestly, because if that was any other woman not of color, just being honest, they would probably be a billionaire. Grey's Anatomy is probably one of the highest, if not the most highest or grossing show we've probably ever seen on TV.
Kept a lot of people employed for years. Most people aren't that fortunate to have a show run 10 years plus and for you to have a job. Right. So TV is something else, man. You spend a lot of your time on one show, and then it's like once that's over, it's like, dang, it's like really over, and you don't know how your acting career is going to go after that. Mm-hmm. All good things come to an end. So for a show to go on for that many seasons, I'm sure there was people that came and went, but for the most part, it kept a lot of people employed.
I was just about to say that. It was like we've seen the cast for at least 10 plus years. You've seen the same cast for 10 plus years. And it's crazy because you have to be top level creative to even have a season. Like to have content. Yeah. Like in dialogue, that's not easy to have, especially within
a show lasts at least 3 or 4 seasons. That's a success.
Correct.
So to go 18 is.
It's different, bro.
Yeah.
Different. And I don't know if you really watch Scandal like that. I wasn't too big of a Scandal fan, but even Scandal is beloved.
Yeah, people love Scandal. I wasn't really a fan. I know Kerry Washington was in it, and I knew what it was about. It was about this woman stealing with the president. Correct. But other than that, I didn't really. Well, but yeah, I mean, people loved it, so I'm not gonna hate. People definitely loved it.
And one thing I will say, like, I'm gonna give Netflix their credit. They've been paying out They were paying out the kings and queens as they should.
Oh,
They've been paying out. I mean, respectfully, they really been doing their job and making these deals. And really, I'm not gonna lie, they cutting out a lot of the middleman. Netflix is. They going right directly to you.
They about to start doing video games.
And then video games, and that's something I also wanted to talk about.
There was this thing called GameFly, which was just
Yeah,
like Netflix,
GameFly.
but like I said, it didn't pan out. But Netflix, they got to turn up, man. HBO came out last year and smacked everybody in the mouth. They've been killing it with these theater releases, man. They just did Space Jam, so it's like Netflix. They gotta do something.
They gotta do something. It's just beautiful to see that she receiving the money that
and
which
Disney
she
ain't
deserves.
slowing down either. So
Yeah, and Disney Plus not slowing down. The
They
new show Loki is
they got the Marvel shows popping, and they got the new joints, the new movies they putting out. They need to stop charging for the movies. Though. I will say that you can't charge me for the subscription,
Right?
And then maybe pay $30 for the movie,
right?
Which I could also now go see in theaters. Like you gonna
why
mess the bag up.
That's why HBO Max on top.
You gonna mess that bag up. But yeah, Netflix they making moves.
Man, that was a real big move, man. Shout out to Shonda Rhimes, man. I hope and I know she will continue to do amazing things within the space of really content, man. Just content. Hey, she's getting paid her worth, and that's what I like to see. So
300 M is a lot.
it's a lot. That's a lot of money.
For a show.
But also, I want to know, to be honest with you, I want to know throughout all the years how much she was paid for Scandal and Grey's Anatomy. I'm not trying to see the
numbers.
numbers.
Like 150 million. So
Yeah, but
like,
like,
got paid.
she got paid, but also your Netflix is giving her 300 million. Yes, we don't know the ins and behind it, but also I think that's way more accumulating money than what she received for Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, Princess Diaries, like you say. A lot of these other.
Oh yeah, she did Princess Diaries too. She didn't do the first one, but she did the second one.
She's a legend. She's a legend. So. Man, she deserves this. And just like you were talking about HBO Max, man, the segue on, man, Space Jam, a new legacy drops. It came out, guys. So I want to hear somebody's views. I want to hear everybody's. I've been hearing mixed ratings about this. Really no disrespect at all, because we want to shout out to LeBron, because at the end of the day, man, this is a king doing it. This is a king doing it. And also, what I really love about LeBron is that he's always been family oriented.
Yeah.
And that's just dope to see, because regardless of what everybody thinks, this is still a kid movie. We both gonna have our opinions on it right now, but it's still a kid movie. So just wanted to give that before we talk about it. So what do you think, bro?
Good movie. Like by itself, good movie. It was definitely too long.
Too long
for a Space Jam movie. Like 2 hours is too much. There was a point I was like, okay, this is kind of dragging. And then I really started laughing when they came out the second half.
Right.
That's when I really started. I was like, okay, this is hilarious. Like, so I definitely enjoyed that. But when I compare it to the first one, the whole time I was watching, I was like, is this something I would see myself wanting to come back and watch again? Because the thing about Space Jam 1, whenever it's on, you want to watch it. Yeah. As soon as you see Space Jam 1 is like, as soon as you see Space Jam is like playing, you want to play it. You want to watch it. And so the whole time I was watching, I was like, I don't really see me wanting to come back and watch this again. Me personally. So comparing it to that, I was like, okay, it doesn't have that same feel. I feel like the first one was so simple. And I get it was a simpler time, 1997. The animation was, not as advanced today, but that's what made the movie so beautiful, because the Looney Tunes were simple. The Looney Tunes were simple. And so, but now you got all this CGI and live, and I feel like too much was being done. I was like, okay, this is a lot. My sister was like, she thinks I would have liked it because the boy was making a basketball game and I'm making a basketball game. I was like, I never really factored that in when I was watching it. It was tough, but
it's crazy when I was watching, I was thinking about you for real.
Yeah, I didn't really factor that into my decision. But it wasn't like, if anyone said it's a bad movie, you're just hating it, because it wasn't a trash movie at all.
I don't think it was trash at all. 1 through 10, me personally, I'm gonna give it a 6 or a 7.
Yeah, that's why I was there.
Based upon like what you just said, the movie was long, but also it kind of like I'm not trying to say it in that way. The acting wasn't there, but the cartoons and everything and that dynamic, it brought everything together. So which in turn, as the movie went along, it got funnier, it got more more simplified and chiller, in which you can understand what was going on, because you understood everything about the son and the plight of LeBron not really being there for his likes and what he wanted. The lesson is very golden, but also it was just like, it was kind of like, in a way, like force acting a little bit. So I could feel that. And then just like the nostalgia of Space Jam, man, it's just one of those things in my opinion, I didn't want ever to be touched.
Yeah.
Because it was just one of those movies that it was just different. And then like the concept of the first Space Jam, when you really think about it, it's so tough because they took the powers from these stars and they actually turned them into other stars with the monsters. But it also showed every character just like they did in the new one, but like it showed like a dialogue within each character, and not just like, okay, let's create them.
I wanted more Looney Tune action. Like everything that happened in Space Jam 1 was very like that's the Looney Tunes.
Right,
like
sure.
This is Looney Tune land. Like if even from the way they got Michael to Toon World was very Looney Tune-esque. Like he took a magnet and moved his golf ball. Like that's not supposed to happen, but in Looney Tune World it does happen. Then they snatched him through the golf ball. Then even when he first got there, the whole doctor chair, like everything was so wacky. Like this is Looney Tune land. Like everything is nutty, anything is possible. And then like freaking Bugs him and Daffy being able to go into his house and everything was just so cool. Like even from the tricking each other into the whole Michael Jordan's special stuff thing, that segment. Like I wanted to see more Looney Tunes-esque. Like in the second half, they definitely got more Looney. For sure, definitely. Like the rap battle was hilarious.
That was my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, that was funny. When they came out and did the silly face at them, that was funny. But yeah, I definitely wanted to see the Looney Tunes be more Looney. Like this is Looney Tunes. Like anything is possible. You know, just things you just wouldn't expect to see.
And then you got the messaging. I felt like I don't think it was forced, but then you got like a lot of promotion from other movies. You get what I'm saying? Like which was tough.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah, like
Warner Brothers was trying to get their.
But it was like they was trying to get their bag, trying to get people noticed. You know, all these different characters from the
I definitely peeped all
universes.
I peeped the Joker, I peeped Mr. Freeze, I peeped
the Game of Thrones,
King Kong. I peeped everybody, man.
So it was tough to see, but like I just felt like a little bit was just too forced. It's not a bad movie
at all.
Definitely go watch it. At the end of the day.
Oh, and they lied to us, man. They told us Michael Jordan was gonna make a cameo in the movie.
And that was funny. That was one of the funniest parts too. I will say that I was tight because Michael Jordan.
They said Michael Jordan was gonna be in the movie. They lied to us, man. Like Michael B. Jordan is cool. Don't get me wrong. I like Michael B. Jordan, but I wanted to see that, man.
No,
when I saw that silhouette, I was like, oh.
I didn't think he was gonna be in the movie.
I was like, come on.
To be honest, I didn't think he was gonna be in the movie. You know Jordan very competitive, so Jordan just auctioned off his Space Jam shoes. So you know he always in competition, man. He take everything personal. Trust me. So man, we've been moving on. Make sure you guys give your review, and also which Space Jam was better to you, man? The old school or the new school, man? So let's get into it. Old school, new school. Make sure you comment that below. What is one subject you were forced to pass in school and never had to use as an adult?
I'm gonna go with if I could pick one, probably geometry. Like, really? Like, I'm not an architect. I don't need to build things. I just, yeah.
For me, it's chemistry.
Chemistry, for sure.
I just felt like, I wouldn't say anything is pointless. I wouldn't say that because that wasn't really particularly my field, but chemistry, it was just like, not saying I didn't understand, I was just lost.
Yeah. Like, and yes, we know cooking is chemistry. That's not the same thing.
We're just lost, like, in a lot of aspects. It was just like
I don't
one of those classes. I was like stumped.
I don't deal drugs. I don't even know how to use a triple being balance. To this day, I've never used it.
Right.
The periodic table, to this day, I have yet to need to use the periodic table.
We used to have to study the periodic table. I'm like, oh my god.
Did you have Miss Davo?
Wow. No, I had Miss Talentino.
I never had Miss Talentino.
Yeah. And that was cool. Miss Talentino was a good teacher, man. Shout out to her. But also, I just didn't I ain't really grasp the aspect of like chemistry. Science is cool. I like science. Don't get it twisted. But that was another one.
There's definitely some more. I gotta think.
And
shoot, math and I wouldn't say math. I would say all but for most of the math you learn. Oh my god! Like really.
Like, yes, bro. I was literally about to say math in general because all the aspects around it's not just saying that we don't like math or understand math. It's
you learn so much math.
Whole nother spectrum. It's like we don't apply that in everyday life, bro.
Facts, man. You know how much math.
And if we're gonna apply that in everyday life, the things that should be taught should be totally different, such as taxes, such as understanding different things of financial literacy.
If you want to teach adding, subtraction, dividing, multiplication, yes. You want to teach fractions, yes. Percentages, yes. Even decimals, all that's cool. But like algebra, Pythagorean theorem, trigonometry, pre-calculus, data analysis, freaking circumference, and
you got people that love math because that's more likely what their field going to be. Like in certain things, you need that for architect. You know,
I feel like what's taught should be based on what you want to do in life. Like I don't need math at all in what I'm doing. Like one of our guests that were on here, Mayana, she's a mathematician. She's a math major, so she likes math. So we're not saying math is useless, but depending on your field, for the most part, man, you learn a lot of math just to never use it. Like if you're a therapist, just imagine all the math you learn in school and how you're never gonna need it. And you sit down and talk to folks to help them go through their problems. You don't need the Pythagorean theorem at all. Like not once. I make video games. Like I don't need math like at all. Even like the certain aspects within games, like making certain things, you need like you learn through like centimeters and stuff like that. And most of that you can look up through the internet and just like figure that out. But it's like you don't need the math at all. So that's the other one, math for sure.
That is for sure. And that's and one thing they should always and continue to teach is like now you see like college summit and things in which I teach and stuff, like things of that nature that's actually going to impact these children and actually impact these youth to really try to go further in life. You know, because these type of things, not trying to say all, but like the things that we were learning, it was kind of like just, it was just kind of like recycled, just continue to be recycled. But it wasn't like no improvement.
That's how I feel about college. College should take 2 years. It would take 2 years if you would only have people focus on their respective field.
For sure.
But you make them spend their first year relearning everything learned in high school as mandatory passing classes, like regular math, English, science. Like, fam, like really? Like if you remove that aspect which you really don't need and just focus on what you need to learn for your field, college shouldn't take 4 years.
I mean, that's a
now I had to pass public speaking, which that makes sense. I feel like everyone should have to take a public speaking.
I think so too.
Like even if you don't public speak, I feel like you never know.
You never know. And you never know who you're gonna talk to.
Exactly, and I feel like it helps. So definitely take public speaking. But other than that, man, there's just so many things that don't use. It don't make no freaking sense.
Absolutely. Hey man, let's get it. Let's get into it, brother. Locks versus Dipset. Locks versus Dipset. I repeat, the Locks versus Dipset, man. I'm going to Locks, bro.
Got the Locks?
I'm going to Locks, bro. And I'm going to Locks solely off the fact that I know it's group wise, but it's never been no better posse cuts than the Locks. That's my opinion. They on the best posse cuts ever. So
they are on all the great posse.
So if you talking about groups,
because I think Band for TV is the greatest posse cut, and even Styles and Kiss are on.
Yes, exactly.
So
Styles and Kiss are on.
They're on Black
Reservoir Dogs.
They're on Reservoir Dogs.
Bro,
they're on 25. They're on
all about the Benjamins.
The Locks are on all the greatest posse cuts. I'm glad you said that. I didn't think about that.
It gets filthy. I don't know, bro. Like I love Dipset. Dipset Anthem. You got Joel's. You got Cam Jim. They magnificent artists.
Dipset Anthem is the real national anthem.
And that's the real national anthem.
I'm being honest.
But if I'm going to verses, bro, I cannot deny the Locks, bro. I cannot deny the Locks because they've been doing it before Dipset, but also the people they were doing it with. Yeah. Like you just said, Nori, you got Jay-Z, you got Benny, you got DMX, you got Mace. You got Mace, like you got Kim. You can go to so many people. Big Pun, Nature. I don't even know who you want to name. So I'm gonna go to some Dipset, but for sure, bro.
I had Dipset at first because I was like, I feel like I'm a young guy, and Dipset was more influential for me growing up because I was in early 2000s, and that joint could go crazy. But then when I think about it, I'm like, dang, this is like really the only Dipset album that's really impactful. Like, so most of their records come from this. This is great. This joint got I'm Ready is on here.
For sure.
Hey Ma, Dipset Anthem, freaking
What's up?
Yeah, Hey Ma's on there. What's the joint? Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I really mean it.
Yep.
So they got joints. Don't get me wrong. And I feel like they were more influential with stuff like fashion and stuff like that. You know. But yeah, after you said what you just said, I gotta go with the Locks now. First I was gonna go with Dipset, but yeah, man, you just like you made a really valid point. The Locks are on probably every greatest posse cut from like the '90s. Like when you think about it, they're on all of them. When I really think about Reservoir Dogs, Blackout, Started Something, 24 Hours to Live, Band for TV.
That started something, and 24 Hours to Live.
Yeah, like I'm like, dang, like yo, the Locks.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, because they got some stuff as a group, bro. As a group, they got like, and honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, Joel's, and we just had this argument. I had my argument with my uncle. I'm gonna be real with you. I love Joel Santana, he can rap. Nobody out rapping Jadakiss or Styles P. Out of the whole,
out of all three of them,
out of all, I'm talking about the whole.
Dipset. Nobody in Dipset raps better than Kiss or Styles.
No. And I love Jadakiss, but did you see what Jadakiss did to Fabulous, bro?
Yeah, that shouldn't have happened. That was really Boof's fault. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, but you not understood. But that
episode a lot.
What awakened me is the fact that I had it pretty dead even. What awakened me is that people forget how Jadakiss catalog goes for like forever.
Yeah. That's why we got the rules. Are they playing only group joints, or are they playing joints that they?
If they play group, I still got the Locks.
Yeah, they play group. I still got the Locks.
Solely on the fact that the posse cuts.
All the posse cuts is crazy.
If you pulling from Jay, you pulling from different people, and they have impactful verses on. It's not like they just have no.
I don't know how you be all about the Benjamins.
Yeah, I don't know, and I'm being.
I think they on Victory.
I got a question for you, real quick. Is Dipset Anthem or All About the Benjamins? Who you have? If they play both of them at the same time, which one do you have? That's the hardest question
I think me personally. I'm ready. Dang, that's a tough one. I think me personally, I think I like Dipset Anthem better. But I think All About the Benjamins was definitely a better, like a more impactful song. I think it was a better song, a more successful song. Man, what? All right, let me see. Are they on this?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
The toys, yeah.
I'm gonna just let you know. I don't know.
No, okay, it's just Puff Daddy and Busta Rhymes.
If it's Dipset Anthem versus All About the Benjamins, I'm gonna be real with you. I think All About the Benjamins is a more cultural song.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Band for TV is the greatest posse cut ever.
Yeah, you can say that for sure. For sure. So I don't know, bro.
And Kiss and Style, they're legendary when it comes to the back and forth, and they do that on here. Like no one does the back and forth better than Kiss and Style. Kiss goes through the back and forth.
They
better than
one
anybody.
Of the best duos ever, for sure.
Yeah, and they do that on there.
And giving credit to Dipset, like you said, it was more so they're cultural icons because, like you said, it was about the dressing, it was about the style, it was about the aura in which they were coming at you, the bandanas, the imaging, the coloring of which Dipset was. Like that was monumental. Like people looked at Dipset like just no disrespect, seriously, like an American flag. That's how people treated it. Like people was wearing it on some other type of stuff. Dipset is monumental, and I love Dipset, but. If we go on the rap, bro, I got the Locks. Bro.
Yeah, I'm feeling to take the Locks. I didn't have the Locks at first until you just said that. But yeah, you made a valid point, man. They on every.
I'm surprised you won't have the Locks.
I was thinking more about like who impacted me more growing up, and it was definitely Dipset. I was too young to really be impacted by the Locks like that. And the Locks is great, don't get me wrong, but like I was a little more older to hear Dipset.
Right.
So that's why I picked this.
I agree.
Like thinking back on it, like the Locks. They got all the posse cuts, bro.
Like, it wasn't that old when the Locks was really buzzing, and they were still buzzing, but to understand. But
you just named like 7 wins.
Different. I don't know.
You won like I don't know. 5 wins.
They're gonna play that whole album, but it's gonna be tough.
They gotta play that whole. They got the whole clip.
Battle of New York, man, coming soon, man. I think that's August 16th. So man, I'm tuning in.
Tomorrow.
It's
August.
It's August. It looks a little time away. It's a little time away. All right, so would you rather, man? Would you rather know all the mysteries of the universe or know every outcome of every choice you made or make?
I'd rather know every outcome of every choice I make. the mysteries of the universe can stay a mystery to me.
Yeah. In a sense, I want to be a little nosy, but because I'm just like we was just talking about before, just regarding to the school conversation. We have not gotten the information in which that we.
Not only that, even
know.
Even if you had it, it wouldn't impact your life the way you
Right,
think
so
it would.
it's
Like
not-
let's just say, for argument's sake, mermaids do exist. Now what? You still haven't
Right,
seen one,
facts.
and you probably still never will.
That's right.
So it's like,
Right.
you know they exist, but you never that's not gonna be enough. You want to see one. If you never gonna see one, and you in your house chilling, you knowing that mermaids exist ain't gonna really impact you.
That's true.
Like it's not gonna mean nothing to you.
You make a good point. So yeah, I would definitely want to know every outcome of every choice I made.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Definitely for sure, because hey, we just like that each and every day, bro. Each and every day, everybody has choices, and and those choices can impact or change your life in a split second. So
Save me a lot of heartache.
yeah, I'm about to say I would definitely want to go with that one. I just felt like this was a real tricky question because the mystery of the universe, it's just so many things that you just not privy to. But he makes a good point. So if you know, then now what?
Yeah, like now what?
Now what? What's going on?
Yeah, and certain things, the Bible talks about that. Certain things you just the known is for God and the unknown is for man. There's certain things you just ain't supposed to know.
Mm-hmm.
No. People always asking me questions to answer them. I'm like, listen, if I knew the answer to everything, you would be worshiping me, not God. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't have the answers.
That's-
And it works. Sometimes some things, ignorance is bliss. Sometimes.
It really is.
Trust me.
But as you already know, man, another amazing episode.
Yes, sir.
Another amazing episode, man. Hey, make sure you guys are tuning in at 5 p.m. Thursday Eastern Time. Let's get it, man.
Like,
Let's
comment,
get it, man.
and subscribe, man.
Make sure you guys go do that. We've been going up, man. We've been going up. So let's get to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Let's keep going up, man. Much love, guys. Much love. One.